Well, Bernard, I just want to begin with just saying something personal before we get to the question of identity and values and loyalty and how people in that greater Middle East that we both study and have devoted a lifetime to how they view themselves. This is almost like this is the 35th anniversary of your arrival in the United States. I remember it well. I occupied the exalted rank of either like something like postdoc or lecturer, something very, very modest. When you arrived from England in 1974 to this campus of Princeton, I said at the time, this was the brain drain. There was a talk about brain drain from England to the United States. Your arrival was the brain drain. And it was quite an event when you came to America, and I think it changed Middle Eastern studies, and it changed the center of gravity in Middle Eastern studies.
Well, it certainly changed my life. I'm not sure that it changed anyone else's.
And and I'm thinking, by way of just kind of leading into this discussion, of something you've said, which I've always both admired and was much humored by, which came in an essay you wrote called "Other People's History." How do we study other people's history? Like in your case, for both of us, it's a bit different. I'm a child of Lebanon. You're a man of England. But you did write this piece, which is quite remarkable, about studying other people's history. And the question is, can someone who's not an Arab, or who's not an Iranian, who's not a Pakistani, study the histories of the Arab world and study the history of Pakistan? And you said, well, then, if we accept the logic that outsiders can't study another people's history, then only fish could be marine biologists. And that's, so in fact, that we are at this moment where we do study other people's history. It is our right. It's the right of knowledge to look into other lands and other cultures.
No, it's not only a right, it's also a duty.
Yes.
We can't really understand ourselves unless we have a sort of comparative dimension.
Yes. Will be a recurring theme in these discussions. I'm going to be quoting you to you, because I've spent a lifetime pretty much studying your writing.
Yes,
exactly. And you said that we have to study, the West has to study the non-West, or the West has to study Islam, because the West didn't spring like Aphrodite from the sea. I mean, these are the roots of Western civilization in many ways.
Yes, I must agree with all that you say. I know that that's not very good for running a debate.
Yes. We've suffered this fate before. I remember at one point we came to the Pentagon in the aftermath of these dark days that followed 9/11, and the top brass of the Pentagon were there, and I think we disappointed them by not finding anything to disagree about.
We certainly did. I mean, they picked us carefully, looking at our different backgrounds and thinking we would certainly clash and fight over everything, and we agreed on everything.